10 Minutes to Zen, Low Body Stretch by Karen Shepley. Stand with your feet hip distance apart and sweep your arms towards the sky. Fold into a forward bend, relaxing the upper body, the neck, and the head. Shift your weight towards the toes. Then, bend the left leg, lifting the left heel off the ground. Focus on stretching the right hamstring. Then, drop the left heel to the ground. Bend your right knee, lifting your right heel off the ground, and focus on stretching the left hamstring. Drop the right heel down and focus on stretching both hamstrings. Then bend the knees, sinking the hips down and reaching the arms out in front of you. Bring the hands in towards your chest, hinge forward at the ankles, and focus and breathe. Slowly come up to standing. Then place your feet wide, allowing your feet to come off the mat. Point your toes out to the sides. Keeping your back straight, bend the knees, lean forward, and place your forearms on your inner thighs. Press your knees away from one another to stretch your inner thighs. Focus and breathe. Release the arms from the inner thighs, bringing your hands down onto your mat and coming down onto your hands and knees. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance apart and your knees are hip distance apart. Then move your knees towards your hands, curl your toes under, and send your hips back over your heels, lifting your arms off the ground. Focus on stretching the toes and the arches of the feet. If the pressure is too intense, bring your hands down onto the mat. And now let's everyone bring your hands down to your mat. Flatten out the feet and then send your hips back over the heels, lifting your arms off the ground. This stretches the shins and the ankles. Hold here and continue to breathe. If you want a little bit more, lean back onto the hands and lift your knees gently off the ground. Again, focus and breathe. Bring your arms back in front of you, coming back onto your hands and knees. Then walk your hands to the right side of your mat and bring your left foot to the front of the mat. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and sink the hips down towards the mat. Reach your left arm out in front of you, then up towards the sky. And finally reach that same arm back behind you, twisting your body and turning your head to look over your left shoulder. Sink the hips down towards the mat. Then bring the left arm back up towards the sky and back down towards the mat. Take the left hand and bring it to your left knee. Hover the right hand just above the mat, and if that feels okay, lift the right arm up towards the sky, sinking your hips down towards the mat. Continue to focus and breathe. Place your right hand back down on the mat and walk your left foot over towards the right hand. Place your left hand back down in the mat and then roll your left knee out to the side, coming onto the outer edge of your left foot. Sink the hips down and focus and breathe. Roll your left knee back to center and walk your left foot back to the left side of the mat as you place the hands to the inside of the front foot. Walk your hands to the right side of the mat to allow yourself to come back onto your hands and knees. Center yourself and then walk your hands to the left side of the mat, swinging your right leg to the front and bring your hands underneath the shoulders. Lift your right arm out in front of you, then up towards the sky, and finally back behind you, twisting your body and turning your head to look over your right shoulder. Sink your hips down towards the ground. Focus and breathe. Bring your right arm back up and then down towards the mat. Place your right hand on your right knee. Lift the upper body and hover the left hand. If that feels okay, lift the left arm straight up towards the sky, sinking your hips down. Focus and breathe. Place the left hand back down on the mat and walk the right foot towards the left hand. Place your right hand in front of the right foot and roll your right knee out to the side, coming onto the outer edge of your right foot. Sink the hips down, focus and breathe. Roll the right knee back to center and walk the right foot to the outside of the mat. Place both hands to the inside of the front foot and then walk the hands to the left side of the mat to allow yourself to come back onto your hands and knees. Make sure your hands are stacked underneath the shoulders and slide the right knee to the right thumb, letting the lower leg cross the midline of the body. Engage the upper body. Bend the left leg and turn to the right, grabbing onto the left foot with the right hand. Focus and breathe. Press the left hand into the ground to emphasize the twist. Then release the left foot and come down onto your forearms. Drop the head down, relax through the hips, and continue to breathe. You can gently rock your hips from side to side or hold the static position. Come up onto your hands, lift the hips, and slide the right knee back. Make sure the hands are stacked underneath the shoulders and then slide the left knee towards the left thumb, letting the lower leg cross the midline of the body. Bend the right leg, twist to the left, and reach back with the left hand, grabbing onto the foot. Use the right hand to push into the ground and emphasize the twist. Relax through the hips and continue to breathe. Release the foot and then come down onto your forearms. Drop your head down. Relax through the hips and continue to breathe. If you like, you can gently rock your hips from side to side. Come up onto the hands, sit over onto the left hip, and swing the right leg around to the front. Extend both legs in front of you, coming into staff pose with your hands down beside the hips. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, lifting the chest. And then cross your right leg over your left leg. Reach the arms up towards the sky, continuing to lift the chest. Hinge at the hips and fold into a forward bend. Drop the hands down to the bottom leg. Drop the head down towards the top knee. Hold and continue to breathe. Hinge back up now and uncross the legs. Let's cross your left leg over top. Sit up nice and tall and reach your arms up towards the sky. Lift the chest and then fold into a forward bend, dropping your hands down to your bottom leg and dropping your head down towards your top knee. Hold here and continue to breathe. Slowly hinge back up and uncross the legs. Then bend the knees and lay back on your mat. Bring your hands underneath your head with your elbows pointed out to the sides. Then cross your right leg over your left leg. Drop both knees to the right as you look to the left. Hold the twist and continue to breathe. Slowly bring your knees and your head back to center. Then uncross the legs. Cross the left leg over and drop both knees to the left and look to the right. Hold here and continue to breathe. Slowly bring your knees and your head back to center. Uncross the legs and flatten them on the mat. Reach your arms over your head and give your body one last good stretch. Thanks for joining me today, and until next time, namaste.